Hey, Shalom, brothers. This is Yabatazah here with GMS. He has hired servants. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth. All right, as you see on the screen, I got the brother from the DC camp, Pashai, he recently did a video called Admonishment, which he was going into. A lot of brothers are probably already seen it, but he was going into how giving a testimony to those who didn't take heed to follow instructions, making videos, just taking heed to the admonishment, exhortations, and things of that nature that the Akim provide, and ultimately through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, so what this brother was speaking about is true, very on point. All right, and I want to give the testimony on my behalf, and it originally goes back to a video that I recently did, and I had made mention that I was going to continue off from that video that I made, which it was a testimonial of my first encounter of a chariot in the beginning of my trial in the faith. Well, it's going to go back several years back from the time I came into the truth. Well, the reason why I had this brother up is because let me bring out the date. February 23rd of 2017, I received a dream. The elder Ayatan from the Great Millstone main camp up in New York was in my dream, and he told me, thou loving and loyal servant, basically he was telling me to finish the video, make the video. But he was talking about the video of where I was supposed to have finished of giving the rest of my testimony of what led me into the truth. Okay. Come Thursday when I woke up, it was playing in my mind, but I made a video that morning, but it was a video directed to Shy, Tried and Refined regarding Hebrews 12 about the earthly fathers, And so I went throughout my day as normal, but I was off, man. I was stuttering, I was real agitated, irritated. I got hit with allergies. I haven't had allergies in like several years, man. I want to say like maybe 3+ or 2+ years. And out of nowhere that day, I got hit with the allergies, man. But it wasn't making sense to me until I went to the brothers in Dallas, the GMS Dallas camp, come Friday, that next day, which would be February 24th is when I went to see the brothers, and I spent the weekend over there with them. And I told one brother about the dream, and it was still messing with me. I know that, only the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to be the main thing that's going to draw us into the truth. No earthly testimony, all right, of men does not have the ounce of power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai's word. But like the brother in the video right here, as you see, the DC camp, Pashai, he said, or the elder Gabar told him told the brother that got killed for not taking heed to giving a testimony to build brother's faith up. He didn't take heed to that. So basically, it had been bothering me about the dream that I had Thursday morning, when Elder Ayatan told me to finish making the video. So that weekend when I went to the brothers in Dallas, it was still bothering me in my spirit. And I kept saying, man, you need to finish the video. But I didn't want to finish it. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to do it out of a wrongful spirit, like trying to receive vainglory or things of that nature, which that wasn't my intentions. But for some reason, that's what was playing in my mind that I was battling against. And then I've been seeing the brothers put the video of this brother right here from GMS, a city in DMV, traveling, unraveling number 24 admonishment. I've been seeing the brothers reposting the video, and finally I watched it this morning, which is Monday, February 27th. Okay. Then that really put fear in me, because then things started making sense to me why I was being afflicted Thursday. And there's other things that happened which contributed to me going to the brothers in Dallas this past weekend. Okay. But the video that I want to let you brothers know that I'm talking about from my channel. Okay. Let's go back over here, my videos. All right. Let's see where it's at. Right here. It says the one with the moons right here. The testimonial. My first encounter of a chariot. The beginning of my trial. 2012 or 12/25/2008 part 1. All right. Because in the video I did say that I was gonna go back prior from this date to show brothers how the Spirit of the Lord was already working and guiding me to this very point in my life where I'm at today. And like I said, Thursday, February 23rd, 2017, I had received a dream with Elder Ayatan telling me to finish that video. Okay? And that's what I'm here to do. And there's no coincidence that the brother made that video, all right, right here, admonishing brothers that it's very important to make videos, to do videos, to obey the brotherhood, to obey the elders of GMS, Great Millstone, starting with Elder Tahar all the way down to the least of the brethren. Okay? Now, this video is going to be kind of lengthy because there's things that I was receiving before I came into the truth where I never had answers to. But once I found the brothers and the elders, all those dreams that I was having, these visions that I was having upon my bed when I was asleep, were made clear by the elders, man. Had nothing, because I used to seek out trying to find out what my dreams were meaning, man. I used to go on the internet and go through certain dream websites and trying to talk to other people to understand. But when they would tell me certain things, I didn't agree with them because I knew in my mind that it was a greater understanding. It was had a greater meaning. Because don't remember, like I said earlier in the other video, the one that I just showed you, a testimonial, my first encounter of a chariot and the beginning of my trial in the faith of Yahweh Shai. I had always been reading the scriptures, but I didn't understand a lot of things. It's like other brothers had too. Okay? Now, it's funny, man, because when I can still to this very day find where I left the description of my dream on one of those particular websites, and I just found it today because I was trying to remember. Now, before I go any further, I want to bring out some scriptures, because what this brother said right here is very true, man. When the Lord wants something to come out, it's going to come out. When the Lord wants you to go get in, you know, the scriptures say that he had the keys of David. He shutteth the door. He shutteth and openeth the door that no man can shut. Or he openeth and shutteth the door that no man can open. So when the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai are ready for you to come in, go out, whatever it may be, it's going to be done in its time, in its proper time. You know? Now, what this brother was saying is very true again. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into a scripture. All right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid up upon me. Yeah, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. Okay? So we all understand that going out to the highways and the byways is very important. You know? Making videos. Okay? Also, when the Spirit is speaking and is guiding you to do something, you know, I'm talking about the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it has to be done as well, but not towards for glory, like Paul said right here. I have nothing to glory of. I have nothing to glory of, and I want to make that plain and clear to the Akim out there, that I'm nobody, I'm nothing. All I know is that the fear of the Lord is upon me, and I believe in the scriptures, and I know that Yahweh Shai are about to come back, and a lot of people are going to die. All right, family, friends, children. All right, they're going to die, man. Even certain brothers in the truth are going to die. You know, brothers are going to be martyrs. Then you also have brothers that were in the truth that fell out, that are going to die. You know, Paul said that I forget what chapter, what book it's in, but he says, I weep even now. I weep even now. Basically, roughly paraphrasing, that he knows that there's many that follow after Christ, but you know what? Let me bring it out. All right, I don't want to be messing up the scriptures like that. But you know, many people are gonna die, man. You know, some brothers, you know, don't have to see nothing. You know, how the Lord sees fit that you are brought in, that's how you're gonna be brought in, man. You know, like I said earlier, every brother has different things. We're no greater than the other, but it's just to build each other's spirits up, to build our faith up, man, because we're coming in times where people are falling away. Okay, this is Philippians chapter 3, verse 17. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as you have us for an example. Okay, for many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you, even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. Okay, so back to what I was saying is that a lot of people are going to die, man. Even those that fell out. All right, or the ones that are still in the circle. You may know that you're wicked, you may not know you're wicked. Okay, the point is, destruction is coming, man. Okay, and we have to spread that gospel. Knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, right? Okay, the next scripture I want to bring out, let's go to Matthew. Okay, Matthew 5 and 14. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto us all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Right. So when we receive certain revelations, visions, breakdowns, we're supposed to let that light shine. Which is, what is the light, man? These prophecies, these words, the testimonies of Yahweh Shai. That way men can glorify Yahweh, that which is in heaven, not us. We're nothing, man. Okay? But don't get me wrong, there is a level of honoring and glorifying one another and worshiping one another. But the ultimate one is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Is what I'm trying to make point, because about other scripts I'm gonna bring out is because I ain't trying to have no men, women, or anybody else look towards me in a certain light. I'm just a vessel, man. I'm just doing what I'm commanded, as I said earlier, man. Okay? When the Lord wants something to come out, it's gonna come out. We're just a vessel. All right. Next scripture I want to go ahead and bring out is in Numbers 12. All right. And this is where Miriam and Aaron basically stood up against Moses because he married an Ethiopian woman, and Yahweh was overheard, and he was pricked with that, okay? And he got onto them, man. He rebuked them. But this is the main point is in this Numbers 12 and 6. And he said, "Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream." Okay? Because he spoke to Moses face to face. All right? Now, before I go any further, I want to jump back from the date that I had mentioned in the video that I made, Testimonial, my first encounter of a chariot in the beginning of my trial in the faith, which I had dated it December 25th, 2008. Now I'm going to jump all the way back to 2001. And the reason I know it's 2001 is because I remember when September 11th happened. But in between all that, I can't tell you the date or time, but I know it was in 2001 when I sent up a prayer to Yahweh Shai, but I was calling on the name Jesus. But I was looking for the power that was spoken of in the scriptures, the true power that was spoken of in the scriptures, man. But also, I was already, in that time, I was already not completely having faith in that name Jesus anymore. Meaning that I was calling on different names as far as like Yeshua, Yahweh, things of that nature. Okay? But I remember sitting in the living room, looking outside the window with my head bowed down and sincerely asking the Lord that I wanted nothing but the truth. I wanted the truth because I saw these churches separated and teaching the things that they wanted to teach. Okay, 2001, I was like in my 20s, man, early 20s, 2021. And the reason that came to me, that understanding, that mindset, was because I remember what King Solomon asked for when he was made king, that he wanted wisdom. He didn't want nothing else. He wanted understanding, knowledge. And that's what I asked. Now, I left that prayer up. Nothing between 2001 and 2008, many things that had started happening in my life. Many things, man. Things that were me, I was looking at, I was like, man, that was the Lord. That was the Lord. There was a lot of major things that happened in my life that now I look back and I could say that was the Lord that delivered me from that, or that was putting me through that, or that showed me that. And there's nothing that anybody can do to help to make me not believe or to deny that. Help thanks the water to the elders of GMS Great Millstone to show me the truth. Using the scriptures. Now, there's many things, and I'm not going to go into every single detail, every single thing that was going on in my life and the things that I was seeing through the Spirit, not knowing that I was in the Spirit and the Lord was, and the Spirit was working through me at that time and guided me to this very point and gave me the truth. I knew enough in the scriptures to know that people were evil. We were in slavery. That the churches were divided against themselves. When the Bible says that the body, there is no schism in it. And that the law, statutes, and commandments were still in effect. I knew that much. But I didn't know anything about the Gentiles or, the 12 tribes and, the virgin birth, the names, the image. Well, the image came to me during the time of 2005, right? I believe it was 2005 because 2005, man, I believe I was in Austin, Texas, getting my GED. And I met a man, he was a Judite, and we would talk, There was this one particular day, man, where we're in an office or in a room sitting down at a long table. I was on one end of the table, and he was on the other end of the table, sitting across from a Issacharite woman. Well, they were arguing. I don't know how it came out about the Bible and stuff like that and the Lord, but they were arguing about what the Lord looked like. So I got in the middle and I told that woman, I told her that how does she not know that the Lord wasn't of color? I was like, you got to think about it. Where the land region he's from, where was he from? He was from Jerusalem, Israel. I was like, you have to think about it. What do the people over there look like? They were dark-skinned people, man. Now, I wasn't talking about those fake Jews that are over there that I know that are fake today. I was just using basically common sense of the region of the land in that time. I had never done research about that, but for some reason it had snapped into me at that time. Okay? Now, going back to what I was saying, I had that much sense as far as from what I would read to know that this world was evil and things of that nature. Like I said, I had gone through a lot of stuff from the time when I sent up that prayer in 2001 to when I first woke up to the truth. Even still to this very day, I still go through a lot. But it's just how the Spirit of the Lord was already guiding me. I can say that now. 2008 was the beginning of my trial. Like I said, December 12th or December of 2000 or December 25th, 2008 was the beginning of where it actually, I was going to be tested and things of that nature for the truth that we now have right now to this day. Now, the visions that I was receiving, the reason I brought up the scripture in Numbers 12 and 6 is because a lot of the things that I was receiving through the Spirit was in dreams. Okay? Now, I'm going to speak about three main ones. And these three main ones had a big impact on having fear on my spirit. Okay? Having fear towards the Lord. Knowing that I had to find a way to seek salvation because I didn't know how else I was going to save myself. I remember one dream. I don't know if I had these two dreams that I'm gonna tell. I can't tell you if that dream, the one I'm gonna tell you right now, if that dream was after or before or after the two dreams I'm gonna tell you after this first one. I can't remember, but that's the dream I'm gonna start with. This dream was with me being inside a vehicle, in the back seat on the right hand side, where behind the passenger, and the vehicle, with people inside the vehicle. You know, a driver, a passenger, and there was some other people next to me in the back seat. And we were driving down the road, and it was dark outside. We were driving at nighttime. Well, I had my hand and my head up like this against the window, and I had my eyes up, looking outside the window, looking up into the sky. It was as if I was thinking. And when I was looking up into the sky, I saw, you know, of course the stars, right? Well, the stars started moving, you know, like, you know, when the brothers put out videos of you know, YouTube videos of Issachar recording chariots during the day. They're like bright balls of light. Well, just imagine that at nighttime, you know. I'm pretty sure brothers see those same chariots as I have, and still see to this very day at night. Well, remember, I wasn't in the truth yet. So I was like this against the window, looking up into the sky, driving down that road, and the heavens, those stars started moving. They were moving. They were crossing each other. A bunch of them, man. I didn't know what they were. In the dream, when I was like that, I was like, you know, in my mind, I was like, what are those? What is this? And then out of nowhere, from the corner of my eye, when I'm looking up from the peripheral of my eye, I saw something come from the darkness in the very blackest part of the sky. Something big flying, you know, coming across like this towards my vision in this direction. When I looked, it was a big, huge dragon. Now the dragon, I have one posted here. Let me see. Okay. Okay, the dragon was flying like this in the sky. Now, the moon wasn't there. It's focused on the dragon. That's how the dragon was flying, and his wings. You could hear the wings. You know, it wasn't flying fast. It was flying right next to me. Well, the dragon, you know, you could see the dragon's scales and, you know, all the different details. Well, the dragon in the dream had a customized bodysuit from from the beginning of its nose, its snout, all the way to the tip of its tail, to the tips of its wings, to the tips of its toes. This dragon was completely covered in brown, like tannish leather, and it was bound. You know, they had the you know, like the thread. You could see the thick threads, you know, that was covering this dragon. Like, I could not see what color it was. I could not see the detail of it. All I knew, it was like it was covered. You know, like it was still a mystery to me. I woke, you know, of course, you know, that was the end of the dream. I woke up. All right. So I woke up and, you know, feeling. Brothers know that have dreams like this. You know, you wake up like troubled. You know, you wake up thinking, what is this? Like, you know, only a brother that's gone through it knows what I'm saying. You know, you're off. You know, you're in your mind, your spirit's off. You know, you're concerned about what it was that you were just shown. You're trying to seek out answers and things of that nature. That was that dream I had. Like I said, I can't tell you if it was before or after these two dreams I'm about to tell you. Now, or you know what? I lied. It's going to be 4 dreams. All right. Okay, this one happened, right? Now we know, brothers, you know, we know what that dragon represents now. It's Esau, man. You know, he's the beast. You know, the NATO and the EU. You know, and that was because of who? The elders had broke it down to us, and it was still a mystery. It was going to be left a mystery until a time where the Lord was ready to reveal it. So like I said, this was all in between 2001 up to like 2008. All right. So the elders had already been knowing this stuff. You know, I was in my city and the elders were already out there preaching on the streets, man, before YouTube came out. Okay? Because I had these dreams before YouTube had even existed. All right? I could tell you that much. So, another dream that I had was I was in a place like a truck stop where you know you pull over on the side of the road on the highway and you got that like picnic table and they have like a little thing covering, you know, over the table from the sun and things like that. Well, I was at a place like that, but there was nothing else. It was just straight like grass, trees, and all that, except for that one area. It was it was open, but that table was there and that thing that covered the table, you know. Well, while I was there, I noticed something coming from the heavens. And what it was when Peter had the vision of that blanket coming from the heaven, and it was being pulled down, and within it were unclean, you know, beasts, you know, animals and creeping things and things of that nature, right? And the 4 corners of that blanket were being held up, right? That's how it was in my dream. Well, when that blanket or that cloth was being brought down from the heavens, being held from something on the 4 corners of that sheet or the blanket, it burst and it fell onto the earth. And on the earth in front of me were big giant insects, like, you know, big centipedes and, you know, just all types of different huge creeping things. Well, I in the dream I started like panicking, like running, trying to seek shelter. Well, while I was running, I looked behind me and there's this big, it was more than big, it was a giant white snake. And his mouth was opened, ready to bite me in my leg, to draw me in, I believe. But the point is that when I look back, his mouth was open, ready to bite me. And there was a white snake, like he was completely white, like a pale white snake with pink eyes. But when I look back and him trying to get me, my dad grabbed me by the arm and pulled me. And I was standing right next to him. And it was like he saved me from whatever it was that was trying to kill me that snake was trying to kill me at that time. Well, I don't know what or why or how it was, you know, my dad or whatever, but it was him. He didn't say nothing. He didn't speak a word to me. But in his hand, he had this device. And he handed it to me. And he left. But through the spirit, I knew that device that he gave me was going to help me to go through what I was about to go through. Because when he handed me, I looked in front of me, and in front of me was a big, it was just nothing but land, grass, trees, hills. And I stood there by myself with this device in my hand, and I kept looking forward at all that land. And in my mind, in my spirit, it was like I was going to have a long journey. And I was going to have to go through it alone. Right? Now, when I woke up and I remembered that dream, man, and of course, the dream I told you before about the dragon, I knew had something to do with Revelations. Okay? When I woke up from that dream that I just told you right now, the second dream about the blanket coming from heaven, I knew, I was like, man, that was similar to Peter. Okay? But I didn't fully understand things. But that white snake in the dream, it was the devil, man. He was trying to kill me. He was trying to swallow me up. And you know, more or less, it seems like the man that had saved me, which when I saw it was my dad, but it was really the Lord. And he handed me something that was gonna be beneficial to me in the last days, which is what? The word, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know? Now, again, the water to the apostles of elders, the elders of great millstone, starting on Elder Tahar all the way down, that showed me this truth, that helped me to understand these things. Okay, now I'm gonna jump into these two ones. All right, now I got dates on these. Like I said, there's a site up that still has where I originally made a post to try to seek out help on trying to interpret the dreams that I had, because those two dreams heavily troubled me. I was scared. I was afraid. And when I say I was scared and afraid, I was afraid and scared of the Lord. And I knew that the Lord was coming back. Okay. The first dream that I had that I'm about to tell you was in March of 2005. Now, that dream had to do with 3 moons. I don't know what they represent, but the moons were like this in the sky. 3 big full moons. Okay? Now, the first one that I had in March 2005, I was on the road, and it was just a one-way road. And it was a narrow road, just by myself in a truck driving. And I look up to the right in the heavens, and there were 3 moons, like I just showed you in the picture, like this. Now the sky was of different colors of blue. There was no colors on earth that can express what I saw that were around those moons. Okay. When I looked away from those, when I saw, I was happy. And when I looked away to the right of those moons, there was a cloud by itself. The sky, like, it's hard to explain. That time when I saw those moons, it was a different. It was like this. The moons were over here on this side, and all those different beautiful colors of blues, right? But then it went to this side, which was the normal sky as we see when we look up into the heavens. So it was like 2 different things that I was looking at. So when I looked on this side, there was one cloud by itself. It was the only cloud. Like I said, it was a clear sky, but it was like our sky, the color that we see, the blue. All right. Now, there was just one cloud, and it was just moving like this. Well, I saw the cloud moving by itself, and then once it moved, there was a bright star. And I was watching the whole time I was driving down that narrow road. And as soon as I saw that star, and remember this was during the day, it wasn't at night, I ended up going from where I was driving in that truck into a city, which it resembled my city downtown that I'm in right now. Okay, then I was seeing the people, and the people were shopping. People were, holding hands and, just going about their daily business, right? They had no worries. So out of nowhere, I was watching. I was standing in the middle of the street. And out of nowhere, I was levitated into the sky, into the heavens, above the city. All right? And I was watching above all that, man. And I could see a far distance away. I could see very far away. And I see a bright star come from the earth up, shoot back into the heavens. As soon as it left the earth, the ground started rolling, like the scriptures say that the heavens are going to roll like a scroll. Well, on the earth, that's what the dirt was doing. And then as soon as I saw that, I believe the sky was all different colors of reds, right? So as soon as that dirt started rolling, coming towards the city, I was brought back down to the earth, to the city, and then people were screaming, running, everything. I started running too. Then out of nowhere, somebody pulled me into a store. They just snatched me, just pulled me in, yanked me in, and it was just a few of us in that dream, or a few of us in that store. Well, it ended up where I was facing, I was looking myself in a mirror, and that was it. That was the end of that dream. Now, the second dream happened in February, and it's just funny because it's February now, 2017. The second one happened in February 2006, so a year later, basically. Well, and this one was at nighttime. I was walking in a big city, and there was a female on my left and a female on my right. And people were doing the same thing, shopping, but it was like a city, like if I was in Dallas or Austin. It wasn't like what my city looked like. We're walking in the street, and like I said, people were shopping, walking around. It was busy out there. For some reason, something told me to turn around and look into the sky. So I look up into the sky, and I see those three moons again. But these three moons were stretched apart. You could see the sky being stretched. So I told those two girls, like, hey man, look at these moons. But they kept walking forward. They didn't even turn to even look at me or to look into the sky. They just kept walking. They said it was nothing. So I was like, man, to hell with you. I stood there watching. Then out of nowhere, these moons, it would, like when you stretch a rubber band and you let it go and it comes back and goes, that's what it did. And then I looked to the right and to the sky, and there was a black void in the sky that was darker than the rest of the sky, like this. But you see lightning going, and then people started panicking, running and everything. And then I ran, and I remember running, and I saw a woman. She vanished in front of me, and everything was her clothes, her hair, but she was gone. And I kept running down the road, down a dark street, and then the buildings were like coming down, like if it was like in a game of Legos, and it was trying to, it was building itself over, trying to trap me in. I kept jumping and jumping and jumping, it was trying to, juke it because it was quick, man. It was like trying to build something was trying to capture me. So I kept jumping and jumping. Ended up going up some stairs trying to go to an apartment complex to where I believe I was living. I don't know. And I was hiding. Well, when I was hiding, I saw this ship on the earth, and there was like these capsules, like a dome, and there were these things in them, like creatures or something. Well, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 men that ended up seeing me, and they grabbed me, and they said, they started asking me questions. One of them said, have you heard about the big silver man that's handing out tokens? And in my dream at that time, I when they said that, I knew that they were talking about the Lord. I just had this feeling that they were talking about the Lord. And then they asked me, do you believe in the Bible? And I was scared, and I was going to say no, but in my mind worked so quick to where I said, instead of answering the question, I asked them a question. I was like, what is that? Because there was a ship, like I said, there was a ship. So when I said, what is that? I pointed at it. It took their attention away to that ship. So basically, I supplanted them, and it saved me from having to answer that question. Well, they ended up grabbing me, and they walked me down the stairs next to this giant ship. And like I said, in those domes, there was these creatures in there. They kept walking back and forth, looking. Well, they walked me across this ship to the like it was in an alley, like and they let me go, and I was in the street again. So I started walking down the street next to the curb, and there was this bush to the right of me. Well, out of that bush came out two lemurs, and the lemurs, they were crouching real low to the ground. They were identical, and they were black and white. And they started reaching out their hand, and I froze. I could not move. Like all my power, all my strength was drained from me. And their hand just kept coming towards me like this. Out of nowhere, from the heavens, a voice said no. And then it released me. It let me go. So I kept walking backwards and looking at them and slowly turning forward to start running. And while I was doing that, these two creatures, the two lemurs, raised themselves up into the air, and they started transforming into ships, like little chariots. I ran, man. I was trying to run as fast as I could. I ran behind the house. I tried to hide myself, and it was funny because I was trying to hide myself behind a little pole, man. Which tells me that people, no matter where you hide, you're gonna be found. Well, those ships, I was hiding behind this little pole behind the house, and here they come, you know, like a chariot, man, like together. They're like floating in the air, quick. Shh. Once they turned that house, the voice came back again in the heavens saying real loud, I said no. And then as soon as they went like this, they just made a U-turn and went straight back. That was the end. Now, these dreams, man, have to do with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's return. Okay? We know through the scriptures, as we've been seeing, the moon and things of that nature have its purpose. Okay? This is Sirach 43:6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully and changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Okay? So we know that the moon serves its purpose as a declaration of times. Okay? Which is a sign of coming destruction, man. Of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai coming back. Now, I didn't know nothing about the chariots, you know, and that's what they were, chariots. But those two lemurs, when you look up that word lemur, you go to the etymologyonline.com. The word lemur means evil spirit of the dead. Okay, now we know that Yahweh Shai controls the left and the right hand side. All right. But in the dream, the Lord wasn't allowing the left-hand side spirit to destroy me. Okay? I don't know. I'm nothing. Like I said, I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I'm just doing what the Spirit told me to do. Going back to February 23rd, 2017, when Elder Ayathan told me to finish the video. And now the brother, Pashai, from the DC camp, made this video talking about that you need, when the Spirit is on you to do something, you better do it. All right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the scriptures. All right? If I need to hurry too, man, because I'm already on 8%. Salakia, I should have let the thing charge more. This is, let's see. This is 2 Corinthians 12:1. It is not expedient for me to doubtless to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell. Yahweh knoweth. Such a one caught up in the third heaven, as I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body I cannot tell. Yahweh knoweth. How that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Of such a one I will glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in my infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seemeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. Right, so basically Paul, he ain't nothing. He was saying he's nothing. He's heard and seen things, you know. But he rather glory in the infirmities, you know, which when you receive certain revelations, man, it is part of it, of an infirmity, man, because it weighs you down, man. It troubles you and things of that nature. But like it says right here, in a hurry, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 6. If they be sent not from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them. Right. So you got to make sure that these dreams, these visions are coming from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. But Paul is basically saying that it's not expedient for me doubtless to glory. I come to visions and revelations of the Lord. You know, just in case some man may think him above his measure. Right here in verse 7. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations, that was given me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. You know, so he's basically saying that, you know, he's not gonna glorify himself. All right, real quick, you know, I gotta hurry, man. Revelations, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must surely come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record of the word of Yahweh, and of the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So the word revelation goes back to the word to reveal. All right, and mysteries have been revealed unto us, man. I'm not saying I'm anybody or anything. I'm just going by what the Spirit told me to do. All right. And Lord will edify and build the brother's faith. And the Lord works, man. All right. The Lord is real. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. This truth is real. All right. But I hope it was edifying, brothers. You know, take heed to the things that are told, man. I speak this to myself as well. All right. But I hope it was edifying, brothers. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth. Until next time, man. Shalom.